ASAP Rocky. Let's go. What? I don't know if we can like insert gunshots here, but I'm happy he got off. He got found not guilty.
Did you see the shit? Did you see the video when he got the notice?
Oh man, that I was my jaw dropped. I was
find the defendant. Raheem Mayers.
I know.
Not guilty.
This nigga
Gamble of the century. You facing 24 years, 25?
24 years. 24 years.
24 years penitentiary time. Nigga, and you say, nope, I'm not taking the plea deal for 160 days and however many hours of community service. All or nothing. Bet it all on black, damn it. And you don't say one word in court. Did not speak, did not testify. They gave him the opportunity. Hey, do you understand that you are willingly waiving your right to testify on your behalf, to get on the stand and speak and plead your own, tell your side of the story? I understand that. Your Honor. Yeah. Are you sure? I'm sure. Yes, that is correct. I do not want to talk. Okay. Balls. Brass balls of steel. That nigga was scared as fuck though when that verdict when they was reading that verdict though.
I think he did that shit, man. I think he was guilty. I think he was guilty as fuck too.
Bro, a prop gun?
Yeah. The whole prop gun defense was crazy. That shit was wild.
Who's just walking around with a prop gun?
That nigga did that shit, man. Whatever.
I mean, allegedly. I mean, hey, no, he did. I mean, he got found. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. What? He was proven innocent in the court of law. Like, we all know the justice system is fair. They never get it wrong. But on this occasion, so glad they got it right.
I'm kind of not mad. And again, we can call that problematic all you want, but like I'm kind of not mad. But it's also like, it just seems like, speaking of how lucky he is, how everything is just coming together for him at like the right time.
Yeah.
You know, you got Rihanna, you got the family. He's got all of this stuff working for him from a business perspective. Like he's like, his career is going to be, it's already set, man. Like he's appearing in like movies. He's got creative director roles for multiple brands. Like eventually this nigga's going to release this fucking album. You know what I mean?
If this album is good, he'll probably have not as big of a year as Kendrick, but bigger than when Meek Mill got released from prison. I think he dropped like a pretty good album, you know?
Yeah, that shit with like Champions on it or whatever.
Yeah,
like that shit was solid, man. That shit was solid.
Yeah, so if ASAP Rocky drop a good album, he's gonna have a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Like T.I. in 06. ATL came out, King came out, that nigga was on top of the world.
Yeah. Like hats off to him, man. And I just hope he utilizes his Deus Ex Machina to the fullest, because that's definitely what that nigga got. Because I definitely think he did the shit. But you know, you got a mulligan, ASAP.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got a mulligan.
Don't you ever put yourself or Rihanna in that position again? Because at first I was kind of, because I saw like a lot of rhetoric online. You know, they really, like, a lot of people, women really didn't care that he got off. They was just happy that Rihanna wasn't put in a position where her baby daddy, which is kind of crazy to say that, you know, Rihanna got, you know, Rihanna's baby daddy was going to be in jail for 25 years away from her and the kids, you know. So, yeah. But honestly, if any woman is better than that, and of course, like, women, you're lovely. All of y'all are better than that. But to have put Rihanna in that damn situation, that's crazy. And for you to put yourself in that situation, it's crazy. Yeah, I hope you definitely learn a lesson. Don't ever get yourself in no bullshit like that again, sir. Happy you got off, because no one wanted to see him go to jail for 24 years.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers that story about when he was fighting in the bathroom and niggas was slipping on semen.
That shit was crazy. And fucking who was in the
clip?
It was ASAP Ferg. And Ferg was like, you didn't tell me that part of the story.
The way the mic shook in his hand, he was like, what the fuck? They tell me that. But yeah, man, that's Yeah, man. Honestly, a lot. I didn't pay attention to a whole lot of that trial, but just what I was hearing was that he had a chance, and I wanted to believe he had a chance. I'm like, it could be like 60-40, 60% he'd probably get off, 40% he's fucked. And one odd thing about it is, how the hell does the victim, alleged victim, go back to the scene of the crime and find evidence that the officers couldn't?
Exactly.
Like that's crazy.
And following it, I forget the lady's name, the court reporter for the LA Times who like does all that like celebrity like court reporting shit now. I was looking at a lot of her stuff like early on in the trial. Basically, the defense just seemed inept. Not the defense, excuse me. The prosecution just seemed inept because there was a lot of shit that came out per her that she was like, "Oh, this is done. Like this is over. Like there's no way he's getting off from this shit." And then the prosecution just did nothing with that shit apparently, and this nigga was just just like walked out of there. So based on like a lot of that and like a lot of the analysis that's on Twitter, I thought this nigga was gonna get convicted. Yeah, I thought this nigga was gonna get convicted. I mean, I'm not talking about like normal nigga like analysis on Twitter. It's like analysis from legal correspondents,
qualified
right?
individuals.
Yeah. I thought this nigga was going down, but hey, it worked out.
Yeah, happy. Yeah,
shout out to Rihanna. Ooh.
Shout out to Riri, man. But she ain't played like a huge role in the outcome. But like you said, I think the prosecution was inept, thankfully so. Rarely on the stand, talking too damn much, getting into being a little confrontational with the court, the defense, and 12E, who is still ASAP Rocky's mans, and their conversation didn't help him out because it was like, how you gonna pull a gun in self-defense? And I think that was Relly's words, which is like, nigga, there you have it. I mean, like, what?
When else should you pull a gun? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You gonna pull a gun in self-defense?
It's either I'm doing something nefarious or I'm defending myself. Like those are the two options that arise for pulling a gun.
Yeah. Well, shit. Hopefully we all don't have to be put in a position where we have to pull out a gun in self-defense.
I don't know, man. We have fun here at Waving the Red Flag, right? Sometimes we say some things that are a little wacky, a little zany.
Yeah.
Have untrue. You ever, sometimes untrue, sometimes half truths, sometimes whole lies.
Downright false.
Downright false. Have you ever wanted to have a conversation with like-minded individuals, maybe even us, about those kind of comments? Definitely make sure that you are becoming members, both from a YouTube perspective and on Patreon, so that you can have those conversations in our Discord. Right?
Come join the community, man. Chop it up with the good folks waving the red flag. It's always active in there. It's always a good time. Hell, even dating, relationship, racial dating profile, all that shit. All sorts of categories that you can talk about stuff. One last thing, full-length episodes. If you do sign up for the community, you should have access to like those full-length episodes. And we have heard you. I have heard you. Alvin has heard you. Eddie has heard you. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So join the community. Definitely have access to those full-length episodes. I do know for a fact, if you are listening well right now, it's going to be last week. But hell, the episode from last week, the last thing episode, that full-length thing is already up there. So you should have access to that if you have already joined that community.
It's a red flag.